Hello everybody. My name is Eric D. Johnson. I was on BrightShine. I live right here in the city of Memphis and the county seat in the state of Tennessee. Today's date is early Monday morning, June the 29th, 2020 time. 3:33 a.m. First, I thank all my fans, my support for your continued courage support. I'm continuing to keep myself employed right here in the Memphis tri-state area and continue to further my education. In my work college online, continue to pursue my social studies, being administrative, contract my written time, take a break from going to school in the very near future. I will be going back to my work college online to continue to pursue my social studies, being administrative, contract my. I had to work yesterday, and so I wasn't able to do my video. Well, wait, not yesterday. Yesterday was Sunday, because they early Monday, but I mean Saturday. Excuse me, early late Saturday night, early Sunday morning, like I usually do, because I had to work on Saturday afternoon, and so I wasn't able to do my video on early Sunday morning. Alright, so I'm gonna do my video early Monday morning. And so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna do my Periscope video first for a few minutes. It's not gonna be long, but I still want to do my Periscope video, and then I'm gonna do my Instagram video. Not gonna be long. Still want to do my Instagram video, and then I'm gonna do my Facebook Live video, and also my YouTube channel is recording. So let's go to that. Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also on BrightShine. I live right here in the city of Memphis in the county seat in the state of Tennessee. Today's date is early Monday morning, June the 29th, 2020. And the time, 3:17 a.m. First, I thank all my family support for the continued courage support. Anti-gang, anti-gang. Now, these are just a few of the free logo design websites that you can go to make anti-gang logo. Now, I'm making my Periscope video early Monday morning, June the the 29th, 2020. I usually make my Periscope video when I able to, late Saturday night, early Sunday morning, and but I had to work Saturday afternoon, so I wasn't able to make my Periscope video late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. And but I'm doing a Periscope video today, and so after I do my Periscope video, I'm gonna do my Instagram video, and then after I do my Instagram video, I'm gonna do my Facebook Live video. And so I'm not gonna take that much time, cause like I said, I'm doing my Instagram after I do my Periscope. But what I do want to say is that let me see like I said, I don't want to take too much time because I'm doing my Facebook Live and so on. But what I want to do is continue to be an advocate for justice for Mr. Sam Cooke. And as you know, Mr. Sam Cooke was murdered, and the case itself was a crime that was committed against Mr. Sam Cooke, and by a bunch of coward ass criminals. And you know, people say there was a conspiracy by the government. Nah, no government conspiracy. A bunch of coward ass criminals going around using that occult literature. And some black, some white, you know, they're, East Coast bitch, the sorority and the fraternity, you know. And so, like I said, I'm going to continue to be an advocate for justice for Mr. Sam Cooke. And at that time, Mr. Sam Cooke was married to his wife, Miss Barbara Campbell Cooke, and they had two beautiful little girls, Linda and Tracy. And I'm also aware of Mr. Cooke's other children as well. Now he's a grandfather. Now, Mr. Sam Cooke is a grandfather, as well as Miss Barbara Campbell Cooke, the grandmother, you know. And Mr. Sam Cooke also had a close friend like Mr. Lou Rawls was a friend, a good friend, all the way back to Chicago. They growed up together at the same, sing together, and, little kids. But, little kids growing up in Chicago. And some Mr. Sam Cooke, other friends that he growed up with in Chicago. The Highway QCs, Mr. Spencer Taylor, some of the other, like, I can't name everybody, but, like Mr. Sam Cooke's friend. And like I said, I've been trying to work on getting justice in the courtroom, the state Supreme Court, and for Mr. Sam Cooke and his family. At the time, Mr. Sam Cooke's mother and father were still alive, his sisters and brothers. And now Mr. Sam Cooke, even at that time, has nieces and nephews who are now grown. They probably got children of their own now, A lot of them got children of their own, And so, like I said, I'm going to continue to work on this court case and work on getting justice for Mr. Sam Cooke and his family, all his family, as well as his friends, including me. I'm a friend of Mr. Sam Cooke. You understand? I'm not, I'm trying my best, but I have to work in a pace with respect to the family. You understand? You don't move, in such a way as ahead of the family. I try to make sure that when I talk about the Sam Cooke court case, murder case, I have to move in a pace that the family can understand what's being said, and that and you understand, like, for instance, this woman on a video, she said that she wanted Mr. Sam Cooke to start hanging out at this bar, Martoni's. Well, see, in a courtroom, you might say, oh man, what in a courtroom, that makes a big difference. That is important. That's important. Evidence is evidence. Sometimes it can be a fingerprint. You understand? Sometimes somebody can have a nosebleed in a court case, and because they had a nosebleed, they was able to get a conviction. I seen a case where somebody smoked a cigarette. I'm serious. I seen a court case where someone with a criminal smoked a cigarette and threw the cigarette bud on the ground. And because of that piece of evidence, that one piece of evidence, a cigarette bud, the FBI took that cigarette bud. They found a cigarette bud at, in some location. They took that cigarette bud back to the FBI forensic labs and all that. This one of them cold cases. You know how you see on television sometimes they trying to solve these unsolved murders and crime like that. And so they had this case. The criminal, had thrown the cigarette butt, smoked a cigarette, throw the cigarette butt on the ground. And they were looking around, the investigators were looking around all around. They seen a cigarette butt. They took that cigarette butt back to the lab. They identified who it was. They identified the person. And so, it's important. See, evidence is evidence. Sometimes you heard about the FBI or police department doing checking phone records. See, it's just like when Mr. Sam Cooke was at the motel. They go back and check, see if any phone calls were made. Did any phone calls come into the office? Did any phone calls go out? They can check. Even today, they can check. They can go back and check the records, phone records. They can go back and check phone records. See, they can tell that this one was lying. They can check the room that Mr. Sam Cooke supposedly at that motel. They can check the room for evidence. See, you claim that Mr. Sam Cooke was shot. Well, blood splatter from a gunshot wound. The clothes he was wearing. They supposed to get an autopsy. The coroner's report. That's the state. See, anytime in Mr. Sam Cooke's body, you understand? The coroner. That's the state. Had to do an autopsy to declare Mr. Sam Cooke legally deceased. And what they say was cause of death. What was the cause of death? What date and what time did Mr. Sam Cooke die? How long was he dead? Who called the police? See, that's the question I've been asking all the time. Okay, you say Mr. Sam Cooke was murdered. You say Mr. Sam Cooke was dead. He was at the motel. He was in the office and all this. Who called the police? How did the police find out? How did the police find out? That's a good question. See, State Supreme Court. How did you find out that Mr. Sam Cooke was at a motel and that he had been shot? He had been murdered. He had been killed. Who was the officers? Who was the arresting officers? Who was the first on the scene? And when you got to the scene, what was going on? Talk about that. Well, did you interview the woman at the desk? Also, she told you that she shot him, right? So she just went in, I shot him. So she was just sitting there waiting on the police to get there. Well, I don't know how you must be the Supreme Court justice. How the hell you gonna stand there and tell the police you shot somebody? You don't know what it is. You don't know if that's manslaughter. You don't know if that's first degree murder. You don't know if that's second degree murder. You don't know nothing. You don't know if that's justifiable homicide. You can claim whatever you want to claim, because in a court of law, there's a whole lot of people that pulled a gun and shot somebody, and they thought they had, it was self-defense. They end up going to jail because when they went into a courtroom, you had a defense attorney and you had a prosecuting attorney. Then the facts of the case started coming out. What you thought was self-defense. They ain't what the jury, they ain't what the prosecuting attorney. No, there wasn't no self-defense. They end up going to jail for murder. So, telling me that Bertha Franklin was standing that way. Excuse me. Telling me that, what time is it? Okay, 3:40. Telling me that Bertha Franklin was standing there waiting for the police to get there so she can tell them it was justifiable homicide. I shot Mr. Sam Cook and I was afraid for my life and I killed her. And he said, lady, I shot you. Yeah, lady, you shot me. Man, I'm gonna tell everything that you said and did. Man, I'm gonna tell everything you said and did. I'm just getting started. But see, I'm going at a pace. You see what I'm saying? See, I'm not trying to go too fast. I'm not going slow. But I'm out of respect for Mr. Sam Cook's family, including especially his wife. Because like I said, at the time, Mr. Sam Cook had a wife, Miss Barbara Campbell Cook. And she is entitled to respect. She is entitled to hear the truth. See, you can try to call me dumb. Look, let me say this. I graduated from high school. I graduated from Fairleigh High School. I don't know every damn thing. I don't know every damn thing about the law. But I have a general, knowledge about the law. But I can read, I know how to read. I can read law books like anybody. I can read law books. Just like doing taxes. That's the law. When you do your taxes, that's the law. That's law. That's a law book. And I still have trouble with taxes, law books. Just like when you read your something else about the law. Just like health care, your health insurance, your prescription drugs. When you look on that medical on your prescription drug bottle, that's the law. That's the law. Everything that's on that prescription bottle, when you read that prescription bottle, that's just like reading a law book. It's just like reading a law book. So you have general knowledge of the law. So the law hits you in the face every day. But here it is, a murder case. You know what I'm saying, Mr. Sam Cook. So like I said, I got general knowledge of the law. I know how to read law books, like state Supreme Court made a ruling on the, you know what I'm saying, court cases and things like that. All the information, filing briefs, motions, and so on and so forth. And still, that's good too. Because see, you have a general knowledge of the law, just like Miss Barbara Campbell Cook. She have a general knowledge of the law. She got a general idea of when you talk to her state Supreme Court. She know what you said. She knows exactly the Cook family, the nieces and nephews. Some of them a little bit older than me, because at the time, Mr. Sam Cook, sister and brothers, they had children. So many of his nieces and nephews are older than me. They got children of their own. But still, you got a general knowledge of the law. Your common sense. And then you got common sense. We live in a different day and time. This ain't 1964 when Mr. Sam Cook was murdered. First of all, Mr. Sam Cook, two daughters living in the trade. They grown. They adults. They not stupid. They got common sense. This is not 1964. We had DNA. We can go back to the room with Mr. Sam Cook supposedly at this motel And if you think we can't find no evidence, the people over at the FBI, the forensic side, you see what did you see how during the Gulf War they had to investigate all kind of crimes, war crimes. You know, it's so many ways people can investigate a crime today. Even the United Nations, when they had to investigate war crimes today, and then when they got evidence, mass graves, people bodies in the grave, decomposed, animals then ate the body up and all this, and they still solved the case. See, your common sense. See, you just can't tell people anything today. That's the reason why I do the things I do, because you just can't tell every Dwayne Johnson nothing like talking about, lady, you shot me. Talking about Sam Cooke said, lady, you shot me. Well, what time? Yeah, I got a few more minutes. I'll tell you about a couple more minutes, then I'm gonna do my Instagram. But like I said, Mr. Sam Cooke was at a bar. Was there alcohol in Mr. Sam Cooke's bloodstream? That's very important. That's a damn good question. State Supreme Court. Was there alcohol? You know what I'm talking about? That's a damn good question. Was there alcohol in Mr. Sam Cooke's bloodstream? Why you ask that? Well, I got an eyewitness, Mr. Edward Bell. Mr. Sam Cooke was at a bar, Martoni. And this so-called Asian woman, this woman that supposedly that he was acquainted with, he met her at a bar. Mr. Sam Cooke was signing autographs. There was some women at the bar, and they was asking for autographs. Do we have a witness list? Police department. Did anybody find out who these women are? Because I want to ask a question. How is it that Mr. Sam Cooke was at a bar and all his fans were at the bar? We don't know how. It could have been 50 women. It could have been 25 women. It could have been 50. It could have been 100 women. It could have been a crowd. I'm talking about it could have been a big crowd of people at the bar because they knew Mr. Sam Cooke was coming. And when he came, all these women bum rushed him for autographs. Can I take a picture? And then it's so sad when you have all your fans at the bar asking for autographs, and then 2 hours later you get killed. And you don't think that the police department need to have a witness list? I got Mr. Sam Cooke fans at the bar asking for autographs, and then 2 or 3 hours later you telling me that this man got killed and they didn't know. And when they found out, what did they do? And you don't think it's important to go back to the bar and talk to witnesses? Come on, man. You can't do that. You can't tell every Dwayne Johnson know anything, man. See, this the state Supreme Court. This is what I'm saying. See, you had people that was at the bar. See, some people can pretend to be your friend, and they can be your enemy, trying to kill you. See, that make me, it's a conspiracy. See, you ain't think it was important to go back to the bar and interview the bartender. You ain't think it was important to go back to the bar and ask the manager and talk to the manager about some of his customers, including Mr. Sam Cooke. How many times Mr. Sam Cooke been to this bar? Well, Mr. Sam Cooke just started coming to the bar about 2 weeks ago. You don't think that's important? You're a damn lie. It is important. Because I'm trying to find a killer who thought they got away and got this Bertha Franklin ass up on the stand saying all this stupid stuff, talking about Sam Cooke said, lady, you shot me. I ain't even started talking about the coroner report. I ain't even started talking about the autopsy for the reason, because I'm going at a pace. I'm going at a pace. But let me say this before I end my before I end my Periscope video. Matter of fact, I got my tablet right now. Like I said, I've been watching. I didn't watch that Netflix nonsense. See, that's the reason why I ain't watching. See, you ain't got no business doing that. See, that's the reason why. You ain't got no business doing it. Cause see, I got common sense. I know damn well you just can't tell me no anything. I start asking questions my damn self. Like I've been telling you over and over again. You got this woman up there talking about somebody. I was afraid for my life, and you know, how many they asked her question, how many shots? I shot 3 times. And like I told you once before, telling me that a woman got a gun, and you telling me you was afraid for your life. If you afraid for your life, you'll be trembling and shaking. And talking about a woman shooting a gun. A woman. See, that's something I bring up in the court. What type of gun was it? See, that's the reason why I don't go too fast. See, because I know Mr. Sam Cook, niece and nephew, they got common sense. I know Linda and Tracy grown. They know they got common sense. Talking about a firearm, a gun. Ballistics test. How many times you shoot? 3 times. I shot 3 times. But that's what you said on the. So we need a ballistic test. How many bullets was in the gun? Did you load the gun? Let me ask you a question. State Supreme Court. Whose gun was it? Whose gun was it? Was it her gun? Was it registered to her? Was it a stolen gun? State Supreme Court. Whose gun was it? Was it Mr. Sam Cook's gun? Did he drop his gun? And then she picked it up. How many bullets was in the gun? What kind of gun was it? Was it a pistol? Was it a revolver? Was it a shotgun? State Supreme Court. See, that's the reason why I don't move too fast. See, you can't tell me no anything. See, that's the reason why I do the things I do. Because see, when I get involved, I start attacking. I go on attack. Because you can't tell me no anything. And I know better. You can't tell me no anything, and I don't listen to anything. Don't nobody just tell me no anything, because I know me. Because see, I know me. I mess around and get mad. And next thing you know, I mess around. Mr. Johnson, how you plead? Not guilty. Because I've been mess around and got mad, tried to kill somebody. They mess around and got me up at the courtroom. No, you don't have ever up in the courtroom. No, tell me no damn mess like that. Talking about lady, you shot me, I kill her ass. Because see, that's what I'm trying to figure out. How is it that a man can have all his fans at a bar, and then they find out later that you got killed? Who the hell killed Sam Cook? And see, what I can't understand is you telling me all this shit, talking about Miss Sam Cook came to me and kicked her. But what you didn't tell me is like I told you the first time, like I've been told, did Mr. Sam Cook sign his name on the, when he checked in? Talk about that when he first got to the motel. Talk about that. Who was in the office when Mr. Sam Cook first got to the office? You can't tell me no anything. You can't tell me no anything. I want to know what did Mr. Sam Cooke pay for, the room. Did him and this woman walk in together? Or did he just walk in and say, give me no, Sam Cooke, I want to get a room. And then them two went to the room, supposedly. If they even made it to the damn room. See? You can't tell me no anything. I don't even know. I'm not even sure Mr. Sam Cooke made it to him. Somebody could have put his body in there. See? It's like I said, before I end my video here. See, it's only 3 minutes. See, it's only 3 documentaries. Well, four documentaries I watched. That I watched. It's the Sam Cooke 4 documentary. Then the Sam Cooke story. Then the Sam Cooke life. And then you got Deep Soul, the uprising of Sam Cooke. It's like six parts, 6-part series. Them the only 4 I watched. Now let me say this to the, now I want to make sure. See, this is what I want to make sure. This is why I take my, go at a slow pace, because out of respect for Mr. Sam Cooke's family, and we're a close friend like Mr. Lou Rawls, because I read, saying that Mr. Sam Cooke, before he went to the hotel, had stopped by Mr. Lou Rawls' house before he went to the motel. I just read. See, this is the reason why I don't say anything. You see what I'm talking about? I just read. See it right here. See, they say on the night that Sam Cooke was murdered, he had stopped by Lou Rawls' house to visit, and Lou's newborn baby would not stop crying. Rawls stated Cooke picked the baby up and said, "What's wrong, man?" But the baby continued to cry. Rawls stated his German Shepherd, who was always under the baby's crib, got up and left when Cooke came by as if he knew something was wrong. Rawls' mother later revealed to him that babies and animals have a keen sense when someone is about to die or tragedy to occur. And it says here that Rawls stated even after Cooke left, his son would not stop crying, and he told Sam he couldn't go to PJ's because he thought his son was sick. And then Sam stopped by Martoni's Italian restaurant in the San Fernando Valley outside of Los Angeles, first to meet friends for dinner, and that's when he spotted an attractive Asian woman sitting with three men by the name of Eliza Boyer, who was 22 at the time. Within no time, Sam was cuddled up with Boyer in the booth. Not much was said about the three men, but Sam was here with her and hanging out with some music industry people who were also there at the time. And so, like I said, you have to go on, blog. See, things like that get brought up, and then there's some more stuff, like, and what did I read? Okay, now, where was I reading from? I was reading from Sam Cooke's 1964 murder case needs further exploration. And this was done on March 26, 2020 by Rhythmic FM. So like I said, then it's right here. It said that on the celebrity archive, Mr. Sam Cooke's autopsy is online. It's online. See, that's me why sometimes, I ain't saying anything. I ain't, out of respect for the family. You understand? You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go too fast. Just take one step at a time. But see, the reason why you can't tell me anything, because I ain't really just went into the autopsy, the coroner's report. But see, this the state Supreme Court, the coroner. And for $25, I can get a copy of Sam Cooke autopsy for $25. But see, now you understand. See, like I said, out of respect for Miss Barbara Campbell Cook, and Mr. Sam Cooke's children, all his children, as well as grandchildren. See, that's the reason why I am. That damn shit that Bobby Womack and Cecil wanna make background check. Find the rest of them goddamn Womacks. Find the rest of them goddamn Womacks. Background check. I don't know who the hell you think you're supposed to be. How could you do something like that? Did you just read how Mr. Sam Cooke, before he went to Lou Rawls' house, didn't you just hear me say that? How in the hell you can do something like that? How could you do that? Man, I'm telling you, man. You can't disrespect people that way, man. Who the hell you think you're supposed to be? Here it is, Sam Cooke. Like this man's mother and father had to hear that he was murdered. Huh? How could you do that? And then his sister and brothers had to hear that their brother was murdered. Who the hell you think you talking to? What make you think you got the right to murder Mr. Sam Cooke? Or anybody? See, it's one thing, we live in a world, we got laws, people protected by law. Now you can make up all the reasons and excuses you want. But we live in a world where every human being on this earth got rights and protected by law. Because see, that's the reason why. Because don't know a human being got more rights than another human being. We all have equal rights. Every human being on this earth got equal rights. And then Mr. Sam Cooke's little daughters, they got to hear something like that. Their dad got killed. Irregardless of the motel, that's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Who the hell you think you're supposed to be walking your ass around talking about trying to talk about somebody being on a motel? Who the hell you think you're supposed to be? You ain't have no right to conspire against Mr. Sam Cooke. You ain't have that right. So like I said, that's the reason why Now what time? Okay. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and do my Instagram. Then I gotta do my Instagram, do my Facebook Live. But like I said, I think it's, Look at this thing. Like I said, I'm gonna get ready. That's a line of woman I ever seen in my life. I tear her ass up. I ain't even got no damn law degree. I tear her ass up. Okay, my name is Eric Dwayne Johnson, and I'm gonna get ready to end today my private school video, and I'm gonna do my Instagram video next. Also, you know. And now this is just a few of the free logo design websites. Then you go to my anti-gang logo. Like, I just finished doing my Periscope video. Just finished doing my Periscope video. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do my Instagram video. So give me a brief moment. Then I'm gonna do my Instagram. Give me a brief moment. Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine, right here in the city of Memphis, in the county, in the state of Tennessee. At the dang date, it's early Monday morning, June the 29th, 2020, time 4:27 a.m. First thing, thank all my family, my support for the continued support. Anti-gang, anti-gang. And now these are just a few of the free logo design websites that you can go to make anti-gang logo. Now, first, I always give thanks to God for all the blessings and the guidance that God provides us always. You know, always put God first. Always. You know. I just finished doing my Periscope video, and over this weekend I had to work Saturday afternoon, so I wasn't able to do my video like I usually do because I had to work. And so I did my Periscope before I did my Instagram. And but on my Periscope video, like I said, and I'm gonna say it again. On my Instagram video, is that I'm going to continue to be an advocate for justice for Mr. Sam Cooke and Mr. Sam Cooke's family and friends. And because you just can't tell me anything, I'm going to continue, to work on Mr. Sam Cooke's court case at my, out of respect for Mr. Sam Cooke's family. At the time, Mr. Sam Cooke was married to Miss Barbara Campbell Cooke. He had two beautiful daughters, Miss Linda and Tracy, who are adults now, as well as the children. Mr. Sam Cooke's father, Mr. Sam Cooke was a grandfather. Miss Barbara Campbell Cooke is a grandmother. And Mr. Sam Cooke, at that time, mother and father were alive, as well as many of Mr. Sam Cooke's sisters and brothers were alive at the time of his murder. And but over time, Mr. Sam Cooke's sister brother passed away, but he has nieces and nephews, and so on and so forth. And many of Mr. Sam Cooke's friends and things of this nature, And so like I say, I'm going to continue to be a advocate for justice for Mr. Sam Cooke, for the reason being because you just can't tell me anything. And that's the reason why on my Periscope review I show, you can't tell me anything. I know that's a damn lie. I know that's a damn lie. And I show, you just can't tell me anything. Tell me that a woman with a gun. See, when you talking about a murder investigation, a woman shooting a gun, it's a difference. It's a difference. Oh yeah, it's a difference. A man and a woman. Give a man a gun, the same gun, and a woman a gun, the same gun. Even the FBI know that. And every police department in this country know damn well it's a difference between a man and a woman with a firearm or any weapon. It's a difference. It's a big difference. It's called, evidence. That's evidence. Every state Supreme Court, including the United States Supreme Court, will tell you put a gun in a man's hand, and you put a firearm in a woman's hand. Evidence. It's a difference. A big difference. They're telling me that there was a firearm involved. Well, state Supreme Court. The firearm, who was it registered to? Was it Mr. Sam Cooke's firearm, or was it this woman's firearm? See, you can't tell me anything. You just can't tell me anything. Did you do a ballistics test claiming that you fired 3 times? Claiming that Mr. Sam Cooke kicked the door in and all this? A half-naked man looking for this woman. See, this is what I don't understand about this whole situation. Sam Cooke. Did you do a blood alcohol in Mr. Sam Cooke's bloodstream? He was at a bar. I got an eyewitness. State Supreme Court. I got an eyewitness. Mr. Elwood Bill. He testified and he stated that Mr. Sam Cooke was at a bar. Martoni's. He was at a bar. At this bar. Signing autographs, crowd of people, Sam Cooke. Mr. Cooke, can I get your autograph? Simon, yeah. And Mr. Sam Cooke was there, and a lot of women there, signing the autographs. And supposedly, this woman was there at the bar. And so, supposedly they started talking. Mr. Sam Cooke started talking to this woman at the bar. And supposedly they left and went to this motel on the other side of town. Now, I don't know what happened out there in the parking lot. Police department, do we have a witness list? See, this is important. See, when Mr. Sam Cooke at the bar, at this bar Tony's, signing autographs, did you interview the bartender? Did you interview the manager? The owner of this bar Tony's? Or anybody else? For this reason, this is the reason why. A few hours later, Mr. Sam Cooke ended up killed, murdered. Now you have Mr. Sam Cooke, all his fans, they, like Mr. Sam Cooke is at this bar. Oh my God, Sam Cooke, it's Sam Cooke. Can I get your autograph? Can I please get your autograph? You got all your fans, Mr. Sam Cooke fans. 2, 3 hours later, a few hours later, he ended up dead. What you think his fans want to do to somebody? Or even if they was his fans. See, somebody might be his enemy, posing as his friend, as a friend, as a fan, trying to kill. Oh, Mr. Sam Cooke, can I get your autograph? Please, please, I'm your biggest fan. And the whole time trying to kill. Trying to help this woman that you claim shot Mr. Sam Cooke. So, police department, do we have a witness list? I'm trying to, I'm investigating a murder. There's all kind of suspects. You mean to tell me you left all these damn people walking around and you ain't got a witness list? Come on, man. It could have been somebody, escaped convict walking around. I'm serious, man. See, you see how serious this is. It could have been an escaped convict somewhere walking around and end up in Martoni's. And the reputation for this Martoni's, all kind of criminals be hanging around. And in that neighborhood. And you ain't asked no question. You ain't got no witness list. You don't have a witness list. That's what you tell me. You don't have a witness. You ain't interviewed nobody. But you claim that this woman was sitting at the bar. You ain't interviewed the bartender. How many times she been to the bar? Have you ever seen this woman on the street? Let me ask you a question. This woman that you're talking about, that killed Mr. Sam Cooke. That was the first time Mr. Sam Cooke ever came in contact with that woman. Have they ever seen each other on the street? Do anybody know this woman? Have you ever seen her around town? Have you ever seen her somewhere like at Martoni's? You sure? You positive? You absolutely sure? What about that a witness that'll testify that this Bertha Franklin was at Martoni's? Or did she talk to somebody that, like the bartender or the manager or one of them girls that was signing autographs? What about Mr. Bill? What if I told you Mr. Bill seen? Huh? Did you think about that? See, you just can't tell me anything. See, I get to dig it. I get to dig into this. See, I'm going to attack her ass all day, all night. Every damn thing you say, everything you do. I'm going to attack your ass all day and night. Because you just can't tell me no anything. I got common sense. Now, like I said on my Periscope video, I But we deal with the law every day. Until like every year you file your taxes. That's the law. Every year you file your taxes. That's a law book. Let me give you another good example about the law. You say, oh man, I don't know about law. Let me tell you something. It's just like prescription drugs or over-the-counter drugs. You know, just like prescription bottles. That's the law. Everything that you see on that prescription bottle, like even the over-the-counter drug, you buy anything, cream, some kind of like toothpaste, it's still medical. It's the law. See, you thought, oh man, I don't know nothing about the law. Yeah, you do. Because a lot of the ingredients in antiperspirant, deodorant, that you use, the ingredients, somebody with a chemist, a degree, they had to run all kind of tests. That's the law. See, I got general knowledge of the law. And then we all watch TV. We just took radio. We watch cop shows and we watch shows where they're trying to solve murders. These what they call cold cases. We watch the news, world news, and they had all these war crimes. You just seen them just like I have. Mass graves. They had to dig up bones. Mass graves. To solve a crime. And you gonna tell me that this woman shot Sam Cooke? I don't know. I'm supposed to sit there and listen to that. See? And like I said, whose gun? Where this gun come from? But who is this gun registered to? Is it a stolen gun? Is it Mr. Sam Cooke's gun? State Supreme Court. Is that his gun? And like I said, State Supreme Court. It's a woman shooting a gun. Allegedly, she shot Sam Cooke. Allegedly, she shot. I don't know. We got a ballistic test on that. And let me ask you this, State Supreme Court. She claimed that she shot 3 times. Who loaded the gun? How many bullets were left? How many bullets were left? You say you got 3, you shot 3 times. Okay. How many bullets were left? What caliber gun? What kind of gun was it? Was it a pistol, a revolver? Who made the gun? We gotta do ballistic test. We gotta get in contact with the manufacturer of the gun. We gotta get in contact with the manufacturer of the gun. It's a murder case. That's our right. That's our right. That's Mr. Sam Cooke's right. You sit up there talking about you shot Sam Cooke. Get in contact. What kind of gun was it? Beretta or Smith & Wesson? I tell you what. Get in contact with the manufacturer of the gun. God damn it. You want to tell me you know anything? Get in contact with the manufacturer. It's a murder investigation. Huh? I'm supposed to sit here and listen to that nonsense. Get in contact with the manufacturer. It's a murder investigation. You see, just like I told you, see, Mr. Sam Cooke got family. He got a wife, 2 kids. And this woman she was talking about, what's her name? Whatever the woman name on the document. Sam, I want you to start hanging out in Martoni's. There's evidence. There's evidence. Sam ain't thought nothing about no Martoni until you see something about it. He ain't thought nothing about no Martoni. But because of what you see, he started hanging out this Martoni's, and next thing you know, he ended up dead. You can't never say that's right. How the hell you, before you was hanging out, you know, what kind of issues you would have. Then next thing you know, you start hanging out at this Martoni's, you end up dead. You think it ain't something messed up about that? Is it Mr. Sam Cooke wasn't in public? Like he ain't never been to a restaurant before, he ain't never went to, but you saying that you want him to start hanging out there constantly. When you say hang out, that means that I want you to be there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I just want you to hang out there. Don't hang out nowhere else. Just for, so when you get up in the morning, instead of going to SAR Records, go with the Martoni. Just hang out there. See, that's something we need to investigate this. We need to be investigated. What the hell this man got to do? Got to be hanging out, hanging there all the time. Because that's what it means when you say hang out. You there more than one day. You there more than 1 hour. See, it's something that you're doing constantly. Now you're constantly being at Martoni's. You're a regular. I mean, you beyond being a regular. You damn near living there. When the bartender come in to work, when the manager come in with the key to open the door, it's a possibility you might come in. Now you're a damn alcoholic. From the time the place open to the time the place closed, you there at Martoni's. And the reason why, because I want you to Sam, I want you to start hanging out at Martoni's. Next thing you know, you end up dead. That's messed up, man. That's messed up. That's messed up. They ain't like supposed to beef Mr. Sam Cooke. It seems just like I showed on one of my Periscope videos. See, when you say things, you just can't tell people anything. You just can't tell me anything. See, that's the reason why I ain't watched that Netflix list. Because, see, you ain't had no business doing it. See, it wasn't no reason for you to do that. And on my Periscope video, I showed you there wasn't no reason for you to do that. See, I watched, it's only 4 documentaries that I watched. The Sam Cooke full documentary, the Sam Cooke story, Sam Cooke life, and what's on Deep Soul. Yeah, Deep Soul, the uprising of Sam Cooke. is Sam Cooke's 1964 murder case needs further exploration. And it was done on March the 26, 2020 by Rhythmic.fm. Now see, it's important to investigate. I want you to listen to how Mr. Sam Cooke was moving around. Now, let me read this. I'm on the same website. Let me read this. I want you to listen to this about the day allegedly Mr. Sam Cooke was allegedly murdered on this day. It said December the 11th, 1964. Now it says here, at the time of his death, listen, Cooke was living in the Las Phelps section of Los Angeles. He entered the music industry at a time when it was completely ruled by corruption, broken legal, extremely shady deals, and ass kicking. It was a dangerous world that man in the gospel industry was selling his soul for his something. Okay. Let me move down. Okay, here we go. Now it says, on the night that Sam Cooke was murdered, he had stopped by Lou Rawls' house to visit, and Lou's newborn baby would not stop crying. Rawls stated Cooke picked the baby up and said, "What's wrong, man?" But the baby continued to cry. Rawls stated his German Shepherd was always under the baby's crib, got up and left when Cooke came by as if he knew something was wrong. Rawls' mother later revealed to him that babies and animals have a keen sense when someone is about to die or tragedy is about to occur. Now, Rawls even stated even after Cooke left, his son would not stop crying, and he told Sam he couldn't go to PJ's because he thought his son was sick. Sam stopped by Martoni's Italian restaurant in the San Fernando Valley outside Los Angeles, first to meet friends for dinner. That's when he spotted an attractive Asian woman sitting with three men by the name of Eliza Boyd, who was 22 at the time. Within no time, Sam was cuddled up with Boyd in the booth. Not much was said about the three men, but Sam was with her and hanging out with some music industry people who were also there at the time. Now let me read this. It says it's not clear if this is PJ where he met up with the K-Day DJ, but he and Boyer eventually left and went to PJ's. The bar was a hangout for entertainers in LA, and Sam allegedly got into a heated argument with a few men in the club who were hitting on Boyer, and Boyer stated she asked Sam to take her home around 2 a.m. knowing Sam was inebriated and agitated. Instead of calling a cab, she willingly got in Cooke's new Ferrari, and she said he was speeding on the 101 freeway. Do we have a witness list? Police Department, State Supreme Court. Do we have a witness list? So on that, you know, on that, see, just like I've been saying, see, common sense. You know, your common sense tell you something ain't right. Something ain't right about what you saying. Something ain't right. See, you lying. And so now this excuse me. Now this is another website, the Celebrity Archive. Now, see, this is the reason why I go at the pace that I do. See, out of respect for Mr. Sam Cook's family, Miss Barbara Campbell Cook, Linda and Tracy's daughters, as well all his grandchildren, as well as Miss Barbara Cook's grandchildren, Mr. Sam Cook's sisters and brothers, mother and father passed away, nieces and nephews, his family, out of respect. See, now we online, and this is another website, celebrityarchive.com. And Mr. Sam Cook, you know, the coroner's report, that's the state. The coroner, that's the state. State Supreme Court, state, that's the state. The coroner's inquest. Now, Mr. Sam Cook's autopsy is online. so, and so, like I said, out of respect for the family, is where the friend, you know, you know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I move at the pace I do, because, I mean, you know, it's online, so, I mean, you know, Mr. Sam Cooke's autopsy, like $25. You know, out of respect for the family, you know, I state Supreme Court and all that, you know, but out of respect for the family, you know what I'm saying? See, then, you know what I'm saying? Out of respect for the family, because see, if I can get a copy for $25, I know the family can, you know, because, you know, stuff that she's saying, as you can see, I'm already attacking, going on the attack, and rightly so. See, every human being on this earth got human rights. Every human being is entitled to equal rights. So you ain't had no right to this. Everybody, Mr. Sam Cooke, everybody's entitled to equal rights. You ain't had no right to kill Mr. Sam Cooke. And see, like I always say, no matter what the reason, no matter what excuse, everybody's entitled to equal rights. You know, you can make up all the excuses and reasons you want to say you killed Sam Cooke. Well, you know, they go for me and everybody. Because see, we live in a world where we have laws. That's the reason why we have laws today. Because people think they can make up excuses, reasons to do this, to do that, not to do this, and not to do that, and so on and so forth. That's the reason why we have laws then. That's the reason why we continue to make laws. Then we had to go back and look at laws. Then we had to make those laws right, because keeping up with the times, so on and so forth. But this whole, you know, the thing that this woman saying is just totally wrong. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I move at a pace out of respect for Mr. Sam Cooke's family. You know, but I'm gonna continue to be an advocate for justice for Mr. Sam Cooke. But see, when you look at this mess, I mean, you know, me, if you can't get this mess with Mr. Sam Cooke straight, I mean, what's the use of having a court for? What's the use of having a court? What, you know? This don't make no sense. You sitting up here trying to justify murdering Mr. Sam Cooke. But see, like I said on my Periscope video, this is what I want to make sure. When an incident happened, we investigate. We like time that this incident happened. Who called the police? Who called the police? That's an important question. Irregardless who got killed, irregardless of Sam Cooke, it could have been a dog got ran over by a car. I'm serious. I mean, you know, it could have been a dog. It could have been somebody calling the police saying there's a cat stuck in a tree. Well, who called? Who called the police? It's always the first, you know, it's always something that the police want to know about a phone call to the police department. You call the police, well, we want to know who called. And, you know, they start talking to the person who calls and what's going on. You know, like, well, you know, what you call us about this cat in the tree. Oh, this your cat? We don't even know this your cat. Is this your cat? Well, no, this is my property, but there's a cat in the tree. And I thought the cat was stuck, so, you know, is this your cat? Well, no, sir, no, this is not my cat. It's people across the street. It's their cat. But the cat came across the street, came and climbed a tree in my yard. See, the police want to know, did you call the police? Did the people across the street call about a missing cat? But see, that's the point. Who called the police and why? Sam Cooke murder. Well, who was on the scene first? And when you got on the scene first, when you got there on the scene, what did you see? And what was going on? Well, who is this woman? You see Sam Cooke. You might not even know who Sam Cooke is. You know, what's going on? You the officer on the scene. What did you see when you soon as you hit the parking lot? What did you see in the parking lot? Did you see this big crowd of people? Did anybody run over to the car and say, police, Mr. Sam Cooke, help him. You know, people being hysterical because they know who it is. I mean, you know, that's Sam Cooke. So when they hear the police car, people running all out in the street. The police can't even get in the parking lot because they trying to tell the police, please help Mr. Sam Cooke. Please help him. Don't let him die. Then they got to find that. So the police finally get in the parking lot. And they get on the scene. And what did they find? They find a body. Is Mr. Sam Cooke still alive? Was he dead? They find out that Mr. Sam Cooke has passed away. How long he been dead? What's going on? What do you see? You see a body. You see blood splatter because of a gunshot. Do you see any blood splatter on the wall? In the office, you see Mr. Sam Cooke's blood on the floor. What you see? Do you see a door being kicked in? Like she said, she claimed the door being kicked in. You got a man that's naked, he ain't got no shoes on his feet. He kicked the door in. That was she claimed. She claimed kicked the door in. Well, but see, what I don't understand is this Sam Cooke. And you claim, see, this is why. Did you do an alcohol? Did you see whether Mr. Sam Cooke had alcohol in his bloodstream is important? The state Supreme Court. Did Mr. Sam Cooke have alcohol in his bloodstream? It's important. It's important. What about this woman that he with? She got drunk. Did she have some alcohol in her system? And what about this woman that you claim shot Mr. Sam Cooke? Do she drink? Do she smoke cigarettes? Do she use drugs? Did you find any alcohol or drugs in Mr. Sam Cooke's body? Some drugs or anything? Was there any drugs involved? Any drugs involved? Anywhere? Any drugs involved? So when the police get there on the scene, did it look like the dope been kicked in? When you first got there on the scene, what did she say? Did she still have the gun in her hand? What she do with the gun? See, it's important. It's important. What did you see when you first got there on the scene? What did you hear? What did this woman say? When you first got there on the scene, what did she say? Did she even know who this man was? See, she might have said that it was just some guy. See, it's important to listen to what she say. And when you see who it is, listen to what she say and how she talk. Because see, let me give you a scenario. Let's just say I accidentally shot somebody. It was an accident. I ain't mean to do it. It was an accident. What is her reaction when she see the police? This is the reason why it's important. It's just like me and you talking. We say manslaughter, first degree murder, second degree murder. You understand? See, you have a knowledge of certain words and things like, you know what I'm saying? So your actions and your behavior based on what you know. Okay, this manslaughter. Okay, this is Eric Johnson. He got a firearm. Well, let's just say he got a weapon. Okay, if I'm in a situation and I gotta tell the police what happened, I gotta make it look like manslaughter. I gotta make it look like it was self-defense. I gotta make it look like self-defense. So I got a knife. I gotta make it look like it was self-defense. See, same thing in her mind. See, in her mind, she thinks she knows what she's talking about. So when the police get there, it's very important to see the reaction. When she find out that, when she hear them police, them sirens coming, then they in the parking lot, before the police can even get out of the car, did she open the door and come out and talk to her, or did she wait for the police to come in to the office, come on the scene, and then come in and talk to her? See, where was she at when you first got on the scene? Where was this woman at when you found her? After she killed after she shot Mr. Sam Cook, what did you do? Like, you just went back to doing your job, being a clerk, just telling people, if somebody walk in, we want to get a room. After you just shot Sam Cook, I just went back to doing my job. What did you do? What did you say? See, it's important. It's important. Because there ain't no damn justifiable homicide. I already see that. Ain't no way. I already see that. But see, it's important. See, it's just like Mr. Sam Cook being in Martoni, like I told you. See, it's important. You say Mr. Sam Cook got killed. Did you go back to the bar? Now you see why it's important. See, it's important. Did you go back to the bar and interview? Excuse me. Did you go back to the bar, Martoni, and interview witnesses? Because see, I want to make sure that this woman that you claim justified, I want to know what she be doing in the community, where she live. Because I want to make sure that when I look at her out in the community before Mr. Sam Cook got killed, I want to know where she live. I want to know who her friends are. See, you can't say you ain't never heard of an entertainer named Mr. Sam Cook. And being an African American woman, this man, darling, you send me. What African American woman in the United States of America at that time? Cupid, pull back your bow and let your arrow go straight to my lover's heart. You don't know who Sam Cook is? What African American woman in the United States of America at that time didn't know who Mr. Sam Cook was? How many babies been born? That old saying, about how many babies because of Mr. Sam Cook? And here it is, your ass sitting up in the motel hacienda. You don't know who this man is, and you pull a gun on top of you afraid for your life, and all this. You expect me to believe that? So I need to know information about this woman identity. Where's she from? Are you originally from Los Angeles? What part of the country you are? What? They find your ass up on a rock somewhere. I want to know any and everything about this woman. Because before Mr. Sam Cook got killed, I want to know, have you ever been to that bar, Martoni's? I want to know what you be doing in the community. What other jobs have you worked? See, it's important. I want to know what you've been doing out there in the community. Who you hang with, who your friend, You got a husband. You got children. See? It's important. It's important. How you gonna put a gun on this man as if he ain't got a wife and children and this woman in the car? You don't know who this woman is. You don't know what's going on between this man and this woman. You just see a man with a woman. That's all you see. You don't know what's going on. In your mind, you thinking the worst. You thinking some girl, Mr. Cook, fooling around with. Well, you know, a man with a little money in his pocket. Well, fooling around with another woman, got a wife at home. Well, that ain't no excuse, no reason for you to pull no gun. You know. But won't know any and everything about this one thing. But see, you just can't tell me anything. See, I want to make sure that when you be at the motel, just like we get phone records and things of that nature, evidence. When Mr. Sam Cook came now, how did it, how you react? Oh my God, Sam Cook. Oh my God, I never thought in my life I'd ever meet this man. And he walked in. Oh my God, Mr. Sam Cook. She like to faint. You know what I'm talking about? Sam Cook. Hell, a lot of men down there faint. What? Sam Cook? Man, what? Man, I'm sorry. Man, I'm so glad to see you, Mr. Sam Cook. Man, some men, it just, so, it's important. How the hell Mr. Sam Cook end up killed? You got some kind of grudge, you got some kind of animosity toward Mr. Sam Cook, irregardless, him banging on the door or whatever you said, irregardless. As if the reason, you claim that the man was banging on the door. Well, if I'm looking for some woman and he thought the woman might be in there, he really wasn't trying to come at you. He still, like he said, I'm looking for her. She done did something. She took my money. She got my pants. So what y'all in cahoots together? You looking around like trying to see who it is out there in the car. See, it's important. What time? I do my Facebook Live. But, Mr. Sam Cook's coroner's report, the autopsy, it's online. $25. I can get a copy. And I'm saying that out of respect. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know why we had to hear on Netflix. I know pretty much what it said about the gunshot. See, that's why I'm saying ballistic test. You claim Mr. Sam Cook, lady, you shot me. The coroner's report, the autopsy, state Supreme Court. Well, I'm gonna get ready to end on Instagram. I'm gonna do my Facebook Live. So, now these are just a few of the free logo design websites that you can go to make anti-gang logo. gonna do now, like I said, I'm gonna get ready to end my Instagram video, and after I do my Instagram video, I'm gonna do my Facebook Live video. And always remember, keep God, put God first. Put God first. Always put God first. Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Jones, also on the BrightShine right here in the city of Memphis, County, state of the state of Tennessee. And today's date is early, Monday morning, June the 29th, 2020, time 5:26 a.m. First, I thank all my family support and your continued courage support. Anti-gang, anti-gang. Now these are just a few of the free logo design websites that you can go to and make anti-gang logo. And I just ended my Instagram video, and before I did my Instagram video, I did my Periscope video. And like I said on both of my videos, I'm going to continue to be an advocate for justice for Mr. Sam Cooke and his family, as well as friends. And me and the family, at the time Mr. Sam Cooke was married to Miss Barbara Campbell Cooke, and they had two beautiful daughters, and the trailer who are adults now, and as well as Mr. Cooke's other children, and now Mr. Sam Cooke's grandfather, Miss Campbell Cooke, she's a grandmother, and Mr. Sam Cooke at the time of his passing away, his mother and father were still alive. Many of his sisters and brothers were still alive. I know over time have passed away, and his nieces and nephews, are alive, and the murder of Mr. Sam Cooke was something that shouldn't happen. And in the courtroom, the court, made a decision the ruling in the court. It couldn't have been what you said. Just like I said on my Periscope video, Instagram video, and now my Facebook live video. You can't just tell me anything. You know what I mean? I got common sense, like Mr. Cook's family. Common sense. There are a lot of things, issues that I bring up to attack. You know what I'm saying? This woman claiming it was self-defense. I got common sense. You just can't tell me anything. I go on attack. I'm telling you, I go on attack. And you just don't tell me anything. And so, like I brought, we're talking about witnesses. Mr. Edward Bell witness. Then Mr. Sam Cooke was at this Martoni's. Mr. Sam Cooke was there. Got an eyewitness. And he started talking to this Asian woman, and talking to this woman, and but there was some other people there. You know what I'm saying? At this Martoni's. Many of Mr. Sam Cooke's friends, as well as fans. Mr. Sam Cooke, can I get your autograph? And another point I want to make sure is that when Mr. Sam Cooke was at this Martoni's, it was not something that he did. It was something that this white lady was an Saldana or something. She said to Mr. Sam Cooke, she said herself, I want you to start hanging out at Martoni's. That tells me before I wasn't there. I haven't been there. Now you telling me about it. I can always say no. I can always say, Sam, I want you to start hanging out at Martoni's. Well, I got a wife and 2 kids at home. Miss Sam, the president of Capitol Records and the president of Universal. And, I gotta make it where you won't say no. There's evidence. That's evidence. Before then, you wasn't even there. Then you start hanging out there, you end up dead. And you think that ain't important? It is important. Before you start hanging out there, the issues you were having with people out on the street, you wasn't even having these type of issues. You start hanging out at Martoni's, now you start getting the arguments. You start drinking more. You ain't even being at the house with your wife and children no more. You think it don't make it? Damn right it's important. Because you trying to tell this man's wife that my husband, before he was hanging out there, he wasn't drinking heavily like he is now. He not hanging out with these women like he is now. You think it ain't important? That damn right it's important. Because next thing you know, you be trying to accuse his wife of trying to get a hitman to kill her husband. It happens all the time. Damn right it's important. It makes a big difference in the court of law, in the divorce court. Talking about a man hanging out at a bar and fooling around with women at the bar. You damn right it's important. Because before then, he wasn't doing it. It's important. It's important that this woman said that to Mr. Sam Cooke. Sam, I want you to start hanging out at Martoni. Damn right it's important. It's evidence. It's important. You just can't tell me everything. Mr. Edward Bell at the bar. Now who is this Mr. Edward Bell? Is he a friend? Is he really a friend? Is he really a friend of Mr. Sam Cooke? Well, let's investigate. Let's investigate. And then you tell me about this Asian woman. Well, what you know about this Asian woman? What you know her? You know this woman? Do you know her? You sure? You want to testify? Put your hand on the Bible. Do you know this woman? Well, let me ask you this. Police department. We got this woman. You say she was at the motel, Mr. Sam Cooke picked her up at the bar. Okay. Did you interview the bartender? Did you interview the manager of the bar? The owner? Because see, as you can see, Mr. Sam Cooke ain't been hanging out there. All of a sudden, Mr. Sam Cooke started hanging out in this bar. You know, it's like when the manager opened with the key, open up, look who out there in the parking lot. Mr. Sam Cooke, and what he do? He come in the bar. He get a drink. He ain't even hanging out his saw. He not even going to the recording studio no more. He get a drink. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. He at the bar. When the manager come in and open the door, when they close the bar, look who in the bar. People leaving the bar. Look who's still sitting in the bar. Probably can't even talk. Probably passed out at the bar. See, it's important. It's important. So, one police department didn't interview nobody. But let me ask you this. They said Mr. Sam Cooke was getting autographs. There was some women, oh, Mr. Sam Cooke, I'm your biggest fan. I just love all your records. And I just love you. You know, sometimes people can be your damn enemy. Somebody could be trying to help Bertha Franklin. Could be. You got a witness list. Could be your enemy. Could be Mr. Sam Cooke's enemy trying to kill him. He hanging out at Martoni's now. All kind of criminals hang out there. People, it's a bar. People get drunk. And people get loud. Including Mr. Sam Cooke. He get a couple of you get a drink in his system. He got a little more courage now. I'm a man. He done bumped him and some man bumped into each other. See, it's a bar. It's a bar. If Sam Cooke at the bar, he ain't, you ain't no different than anybody else, man. You in a bar. People get to fight at a bar. It's alcohol at the bar. People get to fight. They get to include the women. You get a few drinks in yourself, you get a little more courage. If people get loud, glasses start flying across the room. Police got to be called. They got to arrest somebody. See, it's important. See, you try to make it sound like, oh, it don't matter. You're a damn lie. It do matter. It makes a big difference. Me and Sam Cooke getting killed. See, it makes a big difference. We got a witness list. No. You ain't do your damn job. You ain't do your job. How is it that this woman told you that her and Mr. Sam Cook met at a bar, and you ain't go back to the bar and check her story? How you know he didn't pick her up on the street when she told you, I met this man at this bar? Did you go back to the bar? State Supreme Court. You trying to tell me that Mr. Sam Cook met this woman on the corner? Okay, you see the motel, and then Mr. Sam Cook drive around, he picked up a girl on the street. The woman saying herself, she told you, Mr. Sam Cook met me at a bar. What bar? Martoni. Did you go back? Did you go back and talk to witnesses to verify her story? It's important. See? You see common sense. Do you see now how important it is? It's common sense. It's common sense, man. You don't take people for just about because of what you said. I gotta go verify what you said. See? Good time. Oh, yeah. You see, one of the most important things about this case, when Mr. Sam Cook supposedly got shot. And you see, it's just like I said on my Periscope video and on my Instagram video. Okay? She a woman. State Supreme Court. Bertha Franklin a woman. You gonna tell me she shot Mr. Sam Cook? Well, what if it been a man? It makes a difference. She a woman. Picked up a firearm, had a firearm, and you claim she shot Mr. Sam Cook. You sure? You sure it was a woman that shot Mr. Sam? Are you positive? Because I know that the FBI, police departments all around the country gonna say the same thing. If you give a man and a woman a firearm, a gun, it can be a rifle, it can be an automatic rifle, it can be a shotgun, it can be a pistol, it can be a revolver. It's a difference. It's a big difference. A man and a woman with a firearm. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. You can't tell me anything. You just can't tell me anything. That's one of the problems. That's one of the issues that I'm gonna have from here on out. It's a woman. I'm suspicious right then. That's what I'm suspicious of. I'm thinking that it's a man shot Mr. Sam Cook. That's what I'm really thinking. Until you prove otherwise, I'm thinking somebody else killed. Somebody else shot Mr. Sam Cook. Like she in cahoots. She claimed that she shot. Nobody. See, if you ain't see it, if you don't have no witnesses saying that she shot him, she can say whatever the hell she want to say. You see what I'm saying? If you don't have a witness to say that she was the one who shot, she'll sit there and say, yeah, I shot him. It was self-defense. He kicked the door in, talking crazy and loud. He was drunk. You see how a person trying to get over, you think somebody got some alcohol in them, and you think you can get over. Well, you can't get over here. I'm gonna attack your ass from every direction. You ain't getting over on me. Cause like I've been saying all the time, the coroner, did you find alcohol in Mr. Sam Cook's bloodstream? Did you find alcohol in Mr. Sam Cook's bloodstream? Yes or no? That's the state Supreme Court. Coroner. That's the state. You did, or you didn't. Well, let me say this. It's just like I said on my video, my Periscope, Instagram. When you first got on the scene, who called the police? Who called the police? It's very important. State Supreme Court, who called the police? It's important. I want to know who called the police. Did she call the police? What did you do after you shot Mr. Sanford? Since you claim you shot Mr. What did you do? What? See what I'm talking about? See, it's important. What did you do? What did you do? And see, it's important. See, this is important. State Supreme Court. See, this is very, very important right here. When you first got on the scene, when the police first, who was the officer? When officer or officers who first got on the scene. And when you first got to the scene, talk about it. Like, was it a crowd of people? Police. When they heard the police, when you know, like a crowd of people, like police. You know, they just hysterical. You know what I'm saying? You know, they excited because something happened. There's been some kind of incident. There's been some kind of shooting. Somebody heard a gunshot. And when they found out who it was Sam Cooke. Police, help Mr. Sam Cooke. Help him. You see what I'm talking about? They don't even know if he dead or alive. He's still alive. Help him. Get the ambulance. Help Mr. Sam Cooke. I don't want him to die. Help Mr. Sam Cooke. What's going on? What's going on? Mr. Sam Cooke. Mr. Sam Cooke, please help him. Please help him. See? And now, let's give you a scenario. Let's say if it's an accident. Let's say if it was an accident, shoot. Somebody, you know, it was an accident. Didn't mean to do that. It was an accident. Please. This the woman. It's supposed to. If I did something I wasn't supposed to do, it was an accident. My reaction, I would have tried to help Mr. Cooke myself. Me, if it was an accident, and you know, all around the United States of America, when you have an accidental shooting, the person who shot, a lot of times, they try to help the victim. Yet, we got evidence all around the United States of America. Anytime you have an accidental shooting, a lot of times, the person who accidentally shot somebody, they try to help somebody, you know, try to get them, you know, try to stop the bleeding. Try to call 911, you know, they try to help you, keep you from dying. They were brokenhearted. They cried. They were remorseful. It was an accident. I didn't know. It was an accident. Didn't mean to do that. It was an accident. Didn't mean to do that. And in the court of law, it makes a difference. It makes a big difference. The reaction, the remorse, what the person did, things and that, it makes a big difference in the court of law. It was an accident. It was an accidental shooting, and we can prove it was an accident. Nobody was trying to hurt nobody. It was an accident. So when you see her, when you see this woman, we already see it's not an accident. So when you say it's not an accident, now I'm looking at you in a different way. See, we're not saying it's an accident. We saying this. You intentionally did it. But what you trying to claim, and that it was self-defense. It wasn't no accident. So I'm looking at you in a different way. It ain't no still your part. You ain't got no remorse. It's almost like you be like, I don't give a fuck. It was my life or his life. That was you trying to claim. You trying to claim that this man was trying to kill me. So it's either him or me. It's just like I told you. She a woman with a gun. She a woman with a gun. And then you trying to claim that this man, you had already said, you know, when this man, see, this is why it's so important. When Mrs. Sam Cooke first got to the motel, I wanted to see what your reaction was. I really do. I want to see, because it's Sam Cooke. It's Sam Cooke. And you're an African American woman. Mr. Sam Cooke. Darling, you send me Cupid, pull back your bow and let your arrow go straight to my lover's heart. It's Sam Cooke. It's Sam Cooke. There's a lot of babies born. There's a lot of women got pregnant because of Mr. Sam Cooke. There's a lot of men had to pay child support. There's a lot of men because of Mr. Sam Cooke got their girlfriends pregnant, got their wives pregnant, and so on and so forth because of Mr. Sam Cooke. And then here you as an African American woman trying to kill this man. You claim that he kicking on the door, banging on, looking for someone. Well, if he's looking for some other person, not trying to hurt, your story ain't gonna hold up. You said it yourself that Mr. Sam Cooke was upset. He was upset. Why he upset? He looking for this woman. It's not self-defense. The man wasn't trying to hurt you. He wasn't looking for you. That's not no self-defense. Your life really wasn't in no danger. You said it yourself. Out your own mouth, you said it yourself. He was looking for this woman. That ain't no self-defense. Your life was not in danger. Now her, the other one, now she can say whatever she want to say. Then I had to attack her goddamn ass. Now you done ran off with this man's pants. You done stole money. So now it's a misunderstanding between Mr. Cooke and this woman. Now what he did to her, well, they got into it out there in the park. He done jumped on her. Well, when she jumped on him, well, that between, them two. But on your end, it was really no issue that Mr. Sam Cooke would have with you. See, this is what I'm saying about the state Supreme Court. What issue did Mr. Sam Cooke have with you for him to even have to be threatening your life? He didn't have no issue with you. You said it yourself. He was looking for this woman because she stole his pants. He had some money in his pocket. So you trying to tell me you in cahoots with this one trying to steal the money out of his pocket? That what you trying to tell the state Supreme Court? See, this is what I'm going to tell you. You ain't had no reason to kill Mr. Sam Cooke. And claiming that Mr. Sam Cooke came to the office half naked. That what the state Supreme Court going to have to deal with. The man wasn't looking for you. He didn't have his pants on. This woman, he told you, I'm looking for this woman. He didn't have his pants on. You claim he kicked the door in. Well, he ain't had no shoes on. How could he kick it, See, we bring all this up. See, you got the door locked. But you said you felt like your life was in danger. Well, your life wasn't in danger. Your life wasn't in danger. Mr. Cooke didn't have no pants on. And he told you he was looking for this woman. And he told you said it yourself. He said he was looking for this woman because she stole his pants. What is it about self-defense and what is it about him, you and Mr. Cooke having problems? I don't see where your life was in danger. Hey, Mr. Sam Cooke didn't have no issue with you. He had issue with this woman about his pants and about the money in his pocket. You lying. See, it was wrong what you done. This man had a wife and 2 kids at her. You ain't had no justification to pull no gun on this man. He may have been upset about his pants and the money in his pocket. But let me say this. Let me throw this out there. While the door was locked, you had time to pick up the phone and call the police. I'm going to throw that out there. since you claim that somebody was knocking on the door, kick the door in, one of them said, let me throw this out there. You had time to pick up the phone. Police. Mr. Sam Cook is outside the door. And he's being unruly. He looked like he had a little alcohol. I'm going to throw that out there. You had time. Oh, yeah, you did. It don't take no more 5 seconds. Pick the phone up. Police. Mr. Sam Cook is outside. And he could have still been standing out there. Police would have came over there. Okay, what's going on? Okay, Mr. Cook, come on. We had a few drinks. And what's going on? Well, they just want to took my pants. And, well, he had a little alcohol in his body. In his system, okay. He still would have been alive. And later on, when he sobered up a little bit, probably had a few drinks at the bar. He could have dealt with it. You understand? Could have dealt with it. He's still been alive. Could have been home to the house with his wife and his 2 kids. You didn't have that right. You didn't have that right to lie. You ain't had the nerve to form the thought in your mind. See, this is the next thing we're gonna come up with. Where did gun come from? See, one thing leads to another. See, every time you leave this woman on stand, I be sitting there, I'm attacking. I'm on the attack. Cause you just lying. Cause you lying. And then you had the nerve to try to make it sound like you had the right to do something. And see, that was like, just like I said, when somebody do something that they don't intend to do, it's an accident. The people in the courtroom, they look at you in a different way. And then the family, they look at you in a different way. It was an accident. I didn't mean to do that, I promise. It was an accident. The gun, it was sitting there and it accidentally went off. It was an accident. It was an accident. And we proved it was an accident. It shouldn't happen, but it was an accident. Nobody wanted to hurt Mr. Sam Cook or nothing like that. But in your case, see, it wasn't no accident. It wasn't no accident. So now, me, Mr. Sam Cook's family, friend, they look at you different. They look at you different. They look at you different. It was intent. You intentionally did that. So what you trying to do is you trying to justify your animosity toward Mr. Cook. All you needed was a reason, an excuse. He kicking on the door outside. Where the gun come from? So State Supreme Court again. Whose gun is it? Was it Mr. Cook's gun? Was it his gun? Or was it hers? Or was it a stolen gun? Did you run ballistic on the gun? Did you do a ballistic test on the gun? What kind of gun was it? I tell you what. Like I said on my Instagram, and like I said on my private school, I tell you what, it's a murder investigation. I tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna get in contact with the manufacturer. It's a murder investigation. We're gonna get in contact with the manufacturer. How you like that? Huh? I tell you, we're gonna get in contact with the manufacturer. You wanna sit up and lie? God damn it, well, I tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna get in contact with the manufacturer for the gun, the bullets and all that. Let me ask you this. You say she claimed she shot 3 times. That was she claimed. How many bullets was in the gun? And after you got through shooting, how many bullets were left? Because you claim you had 3. You shot 3 times, so was it 6 bullets? Was it a pistol or a revolver? If it was a revolver, most revolvers 6 shots. So how many bullets did you put in the gun? Did you put 6? Did you put 5? Did you put 4 bullets? Had this gun been fired before? Was it new? How long you had this gun? See, I want all these questions answered. I want you to answer these questions. How long you had this gun? You ever took a fire test? You been to a firing range before? See, you don't get away with that. See, that was no justification for you to shoot no gun. None whatsoever. Hey, look, this is what I want to know. If you was a friend of Mr. Sam Cooke, why you put a gun on that one? If you're a fan of Mr. Sam Cooke, somebody trying to hurt your hero, you're a fan of Mr. Sam Cooke, somebody trying to do him wrong, trying to hurt him, some hoe out on the street, trying to steal his pants, trying to steal. Why you ain't trying to help Mr. Sam Cooke? I'll throw that out there for the family. I'm gonna throw this out there for the family. Let me say this for the family. Mr. Sam Cooke had a lot of female fans. Why didn't you try to help Mr. Sam Cooke kiss this woman? Why didn't you try to help Mr. Sam Cooke kiss this woman? She stole his pants, stole his money, and you say you're a fan of Mr. Sam Cooke. So you weren't no fan. Like I said, you weren't no fan of Mr. Sam Cooke. You gonna sit up and let this woman steal his pants and steal his money, and then you had the nerve to put a gun on Mr. Sam Cooke? Man, I guess you did what you did. Somebody must be your fan. Well, not me. Not me. I want to do the same thing to your ass. What you did to Mr. Sam Cooke, want to kill your ass. See? But see, like I said, I'll put that out there for the family. Why you ain't trying to help Mr. Sam Cooke with this one? If you hear all this nonsense, all this come up, why you ain't just open the door and say, what's going on, Mr. Cooke? He looking for this woman. What? Pick the gun up. So where the hell she at? Oh, you better get your ass up. Better give Mr. Cooke his pants back. Give me this goddamn money. Then call the police on her. Give me the police. They got this damn hole over here. She done stole Mr. Cooke's pants. Stole his money. Get the police over here. Okay? I do that for the family. Who the hell you think you supposed to be? Think you gonna tell this man's family that it was justifiable homicide? Who the hell you think you supposed to be? You ain't no goddamn bad. Trying to make up some kind of goddamn excuse. He kicked the door in. What? Really? Sam Cooke? Man, look at it. Now, this is Sam Cooke's 1964 murder case needs further exploration, and it was done on March 26, 2020 by Rhythmic.fm. Let me just read something from this website. Let me see. It says here. It says Mr. Cooke died tragically on December 11, 1964, at the age of 33. And it said, Mr. Cooke rescued himself from what he considered to be financial insolvency by leaving the gospel industry. The industry that even in 2008 is still reputed to be outrageously frugal for the more generous and profitable secular music industry. that he admitted to Dick Clark when posed with the question, why did you leave gospel, responding, for financial reasons. Cook also had greater plans and wanted to be a music industry executive. Now it says at the time of his death, Cook was living in the Los Feliz section of Los Angeles. He entered the music industry at a time when it was completely ruled by corruption, broken legs, extremely shady deals, and ass kicking. It was a dangerous word that many in the gospel industry thought the former gospel singer was selling his soul for, some even prophesying his early demise. Now let me see here. Now this is what I want you to listen to. Let me scroll down right here. It says here, now listen to this. It says, this is very important. On the night that Sam Cooke was murdered, he had stopped by Lou Rawls' house to visit, and Lou's newborn baby would not stop crying. Rawls stated Cooke picked the baby up and said, "What's wrong, man?" But the baby continued to cry, and Rawls stated that his German Shepherd, who was always under the baby's crib, got up and left when Cooke came by, as if he knew something was wrong. Rawls' mother later revealed to him that babies and animals have a keen sense when someone is about to die of tragedy is about to occur. Now Rawls stated, even after Cooke left, his son would not stop crying, and he told Sam he couldn't go to PJ's because he thought his son was sick. Sam stopped by Martoni's Italian restaurant in the San Fernando Valley outside of Los Angeles, first to meet friends for dinner, and that's where he spotted an attractive Asian woman sitting with three men by the name of Eliza Bowyer, who was 22 at the time. Within no time, Sam was cut up with Bowyer in the booth. Not much was said about the three men, but Sam was with her and hanging out with some music industry people who were also there at the time. And it says here, it's not clear if this or PJ's is where he met up with the K-Day DJs, but he and Bowyer eventually left and went to PJ's. The bar was a hangout for entertainers in LA, and Sam allegedly got into a heated argument with a few men in the club who were hitting on Bowyer, and Bowyer stated she asked Sam to take her home around 2 a.m. Knowing Sam was inebriated and agitated, instead of calling a cab, she willingly got in Cooke's new Ferrari, and she said he was speeding on the 101 freeway. Now, and then now let's go over to the celebrity archive, Mr. Sam Cooke's autopsy. Now this is another website, and like I said, Mr. Sam Cooke's coroner's report, the autopsy, is online. And if I ain't mistaken, you can purchase a copy of Mr. Sam Cooke's coroner's report, the autopsy, for like $25. for like $25, you know. See, that's the reason why I go at the pace that I do. See, that's the reason why I go at the pace I do, out of respect for Mr. Sam Cook's family. Out of respect. See? But I'm going to continue to attack. I'm going to continue to go on the attack. I'm telling you, I ain't going to stop attacking. Because it's not right what that woman did. As you can see, just by things I'm saying, you could never say that what she did was right. And you can't never say that justified homicide. Just because a man kicking on the door. You ain't gonna never get away with it. And I'm not letting you get away with it. I'm attacking 24. I'm attacking. And from every angle, I'm attacking. Like I said, I never did watch that Netflix. You know, but as you can see, there wasn't no need for you to do that. And just like we just got to do talking about the autopsy and you know, the coroner's report, that's the state Supreme Court state, the autopsy. See, talking about some Netflix, there wasn't no need for you to do that. That's really why I do the things I do. Because, you know, like I said, I go at the pace that I do. But you wouldn't never think that I wouldn't get a copy. $25. Because I'm going to keep on, like I said, I'm going to keep attacking. I'm going to keep attacking from every angle. I'm going to keep attacking. And you can't assume like the Cook family, I bet you they do. I guarantee somebody watching my video, I guarantee. I bet the state Supreme Court, the police department, everybody else watching. They know damn well. You ain't gonna get away from it. You can't do that. You can't do it. It's against the law. Now you trying to make it sound like the court. You see what I'm talking about? See when you keep doing something, you know what you do. You're making it sound like the court is in cahoots. You know, like they can, and a lot of times that might not be it. As you can see, this stupid ass woman with a gun. A lot of people, they had nothing to do with that. Do it sound like, who the hell knew Mr. Sam Cook was going to, end up way over there at the Motel Hacienda? You know, it's kind of hard to, put a setup on that, but the point is, that stupid ass woman, do you honestly think a lot of people using her to kill Mr. Sam Cook? I doubt it. I doubt it. Now that Asian woman sitting her ass up in the bar, we're going to take that too. See, that's the reason why when we talk about this woman that portrayed, see, I want to know any and everything about, see, I want to know this. Has she ever been to Martonis? Had this woman that shot Mr. Cathedral, she ever been to Martonis? Do we have any eyewitness that can say that she was at Martonis before? She been there. You seen it? Yeah, I seen it. Matter of fact, I was in the same bar. And I seen her. Then she was in the park and I talking with some of the guys. I seen her. Oh, she was? Was she by herself? No, she was with somebody else. Oh, okay. Where she live? What neighborhood she live in? Where she live? Where she from? Is she originally from the state of California? Is she originally from the, Los Angeles? Was she from some other part of the country? Where's she from? See, it's important you get this information. Find out any and everything about this woman. And then you're going to attack. Because there ain't no damn justifiable, Mr. Sam Cooke ever seen this woman in the community before? But how you know she ain't never seen him and may have known some of his movement, you know, like he be at this studio. How you know she ain't seen Mr. Sam Cooke at Saw Records before? You ain't even thought about it. You ain't thought, ain't never came to your mind like Mr. Sam Cooke leave his home and then he'll go over to Saw Records. Anybody ever seen this woman? Man, you know what, man? That woman you talking about? I got an eyewitness. What? I seen that woman. And she was at this place that's nearby. Saw Records. What? When you see it, what day and time was it? Man, it was like a week before Mr. Sam Cooke was murdered. Okay. Got him. See, that's the reason why when the police investigate, see, I look all around, trying to find all these people. They're supposed to be enemies for Mr. Sam Cooke. Let me see, what's the documentary? Now it's only 4 documentaries. Like I said, I ain't watched that Netflix documentary. But I watched it all. There's only 4 documentaries I watched. Sam Cooke, full documentary, the Sam Cooke story, Sam Cooke life. And then, you know, you had one of the other ones, Deep Soul. You know, the uprising of Sam Cooke. You know, it's like 6 parts to that. And you know, like I've been saying, you know, every human being on this earth have human rights. Every human being. That's what the United Nations made sure every human being that's born or even the unborn have rights, human rights, protected. Every human being got equal rights. It don't make no difference you being a man or woman or, all that. Every human being have equal rights, including animals and plants. Everybody and everything has rights. They have rights. Yeah. Including here right here in the United States of America. The same thing. You ain't had that right to kill Mr. Sam Cooke. No, you didn't. You don't have to see. It don't make no difference about the excuses you make. It don't make no difference about the reasons you claim. You ain't had that right. And see, this is what I say about the mentality of the person. When you know it wasn't an accident, and when you yourself say it wasn't an accident, the mentality you have. See, this is what I want you to look at. It's just like when you first. How long did it take you to call the police? Was you the one who called the police? So it wasn't you that called the police. Well, see, that we looking at. Because you ain't give a damn about him. See, like you said, it was his life or my life. My life was in danger. So I don't give a damn about that. I don't give a damn he laid out. Forever. I don't give a damn. I shot him. I don't give a damn. I protect myself. But seeing the law. See, you violated the law right there. It don't make no damn difference about you shooting nobody still. He could have still been alive. And if you didn't call the police or you didn't call the ambulance try to save the man, you know what you did? You committed murder. And then when you shot the sample, you know they're gonna tell you about evidence. Is that you tried to cover it up. That's what I'm saying. See, when you commit a crime like this and you trying to claim yourself and you go around trying to move furniture around, trying to wipe the blood splatter up and trying to wipe the fingerprints off the gun and trying to move the Sam Cooke body this way, that way, because you think you smart, and then you want to try to fix the dough. See, you've been doing all this kind of stuff while the police, and you ain't called the police because you know what you were doing. You were trying to cover it up. To try to make it look like Mr. Sam Cooke was threatening me. When we already know you lying. A man running around naked, half naked. What the hell is this man doing when he ran from a room in a hotel with a woman? He ain't got no pants on. And then when he running around, he trying to find this woman. And you trying to tell his family and his friends that it was justifiable homicide. No, it wasn't. That right there. It says right there, this man was not, he had no issue with you. He did not have any issues with you. He was called to tell you it's about this woman. It's about me and this woman. I ain't got my pants on because she got my pants. And in my pants, I got my wallet and my money. My car keys. That's what I'm looking for. So how the hell you gonna make it sound like it's about me and you when it never was about me and you? It was about him and this one. See, this is what the family gonna be calling and hearing from me. Mr. Sam Cooke ain't had no issue with you. Even if Mr. Sam Cooke came over there knocking on the door upset, well, he was upset because he was looking for this woman. He didn't have his pants. She stole his pants with his money and his wife. He ain't had no issue with you. And then furthermore, you ain't trying to help. You ain't trying to help. Hell, you ain't trying to call the police on the woman. You ain't open the door and trying to find out what's going on. You can sit up here talking about you claim your life was in danger. See, when you put yourself in something, in which you tried to do, that's murder. That's when it becomes, that's murder. See, when you heard Mr. Sam Cooke outside, before he even came to the door. And see, this is the thing about you and that woman. See, this what, see, they don't go. See, you can't get over on me like that. I'm gonna attack your ass from every angle. Ain't no justifiable homicide. It's wrong. What you did wrong in the court is wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. Cause see, you try to make it sound like you know what the hell you talking about. Just like first degree murder, second degree murder, manslaughter. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm gonna make it can't be first degree murder. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try to make it manslaughter. No. See, you don't know you don't know what you're talking about. 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 To pull some crap like that, you know what that is? That's conspiracy. You know that, right? That's conspiracy. When you be talking about first degree murder, second degree murder, no, manslaughter, no, you know that's conspiracy. That's conspiracy. I'm telling you, that's conspiracy. Right there, in your mind. When you try to figure out how I'm gonna kill this man and get away with it, conspiracy, man. You guilty. They should have locked your ass up. You shouldn't have got away with it. That was wrong what you did. That's first degree murder. That's first degree murder. That was wrong what you did. That's wrong. The intent. That was wrong. It's wrong. Sometimes. Yeah. But like I said, I'm gonna continue to be an advocate for Mr. Sam Cook. I know I did my video like that. It's not. But see, I want to speak up for Mr. Sam Cook and his family, his friends. Because what that woman did is wrong. In the court, it's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. And I ain't gonna rest until it get justice for Mr. Sam Cook, his family and friends. Now, these are just a few of the free loads down website you can go to make anti-gang logo. Now, I know I usually do my video, and I'm still gonna do my video like I always do, but I want to make sure I do these videos so I can get the ball started. You know, I gotta get things started and stir things up. You understand? So it won't be no surprise when things start, once I start really going on an attack. You understand? But I'm really going at a pace out of respect for the family, because that's Sam Cook, that's his sister and brother, his mother, dad, his wife, Miss Barbara Campbell Cook. Man, look, let me see, that's another reason why I do the things I do. Man, that ain't right. That ain't right. That ain't right. That ain't right. That lady should have named Sam Cook's wife should have had nothing to do with that punk ass bitch. That ain't right. That ain't right. See, you see how Mr. Sam Cook went to his friends, how Mr. Lou Ross. You see what I'm talking about? That ain't right. That ain't right. And for Mr. Sam Cook to lose his life like that, man, and then his little daughter, man, the utter blatant disrespect, man. That's the reason why I do the things I do, for justice. For Mr. Sam Cook and his family, his little daughters, Linda and Tracy, his other children, and his grandchildren, because they need to know the truth. That's not right. It was wrong what that woman done. That's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. You had no right to kill that man. See, this was really, like I said, every human being got rights. Mr. Sam Cook got rights. You had no right to kill that man. Making up all kind of goddamn excuses and reasons. See, that come from that damn, see, that reason why I do my video. Just like all that literature and all that shit, you trying to make up all these excuses and reasons. You can make up all the goddamn lies you want. But just like when you open up the Holy Bible, you wrong. You wrong. See, God told you in the Old Testament, in the 5 books of Moses, he already told about divination and sorcery and witchcraft. God already told us wrong. And God told you, I'm your God. So all that lying, you be making up all lie like like I told him, I'm gonna keep on telling you, like I said, I'm doing my videos about Mr. Sam Cooke's murder to make it perfectly clear. Man, I'm not sitting out about it. I'm not sitting out about it because it's wrong. It's wrong what you did to Mr. Sam Cooke, his mother and father, his sisters and brothers. It's wrong to murder Mr. Sam Cooke. Now they didn't try to call it justified homicide. You don't know justified homicide. You murdered that man. You ain't have no right to do that. And Mr. Sam Cooke's wife, Miss Barbara Campbell Cooke, you ain't have no right to kill her husband. You ain't have that right. And his two little daughters, Linda and Tracy. Man, you ain't have no right to kill their dad. And then had to deal with talking about some Bobby woman, man. You just don't know. You see, that's the reason why now you see how I feel. Now you see. Now you see. That's the reason why I'm gonna get an offer. You see, because I'm tired of this shit, man. This shit making me mad. It's making me mad. I'm already mad. It ain't right. And I ain't no damn friend to no Womack's background chick. I ain't your goddamn friend. Because you feel like you do that shit to them, you feel like you do that goddamn shit to me. And I'm telling you this, you don't, like that old saying on these streets, man, you don't know me like that. You don't know me, man. I ain't the one, man. See, I ain't the one. Don't no goddamn matter pull no shit like that with me. No. No. That ain't cool. That ain't cool, man. I ain't cool with you. I ain't cool with you. I don't give a damn about no blood gang, no crip gang. People that know me, they see me on these streets. They see. I don't give a fuck about no bloodstones, no bloods, no line, none of that. I'm walking around all day, every damn day. I don't take no shit off nobody. No. Don't no goddamn body cross me like that. I don't take. I don't give a fuck about no East Coast bitch. The fuck you, fall like her. Like I told you, goddamn, I don't take it. And that's a promise. That's a promise, goddamn, I don't take it. And I'm showing Henry don't take it. That's the reason why your ass walk around now and you ain't got nothing to look forward to. Because Eric don't take it. Eric don't take it. And I'm going to get ready to end today's video. And I know that the 4th of July weekend coming up and like I said, I'm going to do my video and everything. And I'm going to continue to be an advocate for Mr. Sam Cooke and his family, as well as his friends. And it's going to be justice. Oh yeah, it's going to be justice. It's going to be justice in the courtroom. It's going to be, it's not right. But see, it takes, continue to dig and continue to stand up for what's right. And the people in the courtroom gonna see that what was done by this woman, that was wrong. And what the ruling in the court, that was wrong. That's wrong. It's wrong. No matter how long it takes. Just like in the Medgar Evers case, it took like, 30 years for what's his name, Big Rick. We brought his ass to court and put in jail. It don't matter. And the point is this, that the court, when you stand up for what's right, stand up for what's right, and watch what's right. Right will always overcome. So, sure. And so, like I said, I'm gonna get ready to end today's video. Again, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known by BrightShine, right here in the city of County Sheriff in the state of Tennessee. Thank all my fans, my support for their continued courage support. Gonna continue to be an advocate for Mr. Sam Cooke and his family and his friend. And it's gonna be justice. Always put God first. Always. Don't never leave God out. Like Mr. Sam Cooke said, I never forget. And a soul stirrer. Jesus, I'll never forget. Never forget Jesus. I always put God first. And I'll be back on my next video. God's will, But till next time, take care of yourself. Each and every one of you, baby.